So it's that time again. We need to get the bike out and give it a run. So I'm going to put my padded seat cover on because it's a lot comfortable than riding the bike without it. It's quite nice and soft on the bottom. And then I'm going to, and that's an Eskute seat pad as well, by the way. And then I'm going to put my helmet on, get my gloves on, drop the battery in, and we're going to head off. If you haven't been watching my videos before, I've done 2 other videos on the Eskute Netuno, and I'm trying to do a range test on it. And at the moment I'm up to about 44 miles. I'll put it up on the screen for you so you can see. So I'm down to 2 bars on the screen. I'm going to check the battery in a moment, see what it says on the actual battery. And yeah, I'm going to give it another run for its money. This time I'm going to run it on a cycle track. Basically it's going to be like pavement, tarmac, and a little bit down through the park and things like that. So it's a little bit more of an easier ride for it. I've done a lot of off-road, through rubble, gravel, up and down hills and all sorts. So it's a little bit of an easier ride for it, but I am going to pedal in quite quick. I want to try and get the speed up if I can and get a bit of exercise at the same time. So full power, full speed, lots of pedaling, and we're going to go for it. Let's see how much more we can get out of it. If we can get another 10 miles out of it, I'll be impressed. But I've got a route. I'll put the route up on the screen. It's from my house. We're going to go from Nantwich. We're going to go down the main road, down the cycle path from Nantwich to Crewe. We're going to get to Crewe. We're going to go down the cycle track, hopefully round through the park, Queen's Park, come back up through Jolly something. Whatever it is, another little cycle track, back on the main road, back down the cycle track to Nantwich. That should be about 20 something kilometres, I think it is. But yeah, I'll put all the details up on the screen. Let's get my gear on and let's get going. Okay, like I said, I've got a bit of a route set up, and I'm just going to crack on really and just take it to this cycle route. I've got the other camera on as well, so I can do a bit of B-roll while I'm riding around at the same time. So I'm just going to pummel it along. The battery's flashing between 2 and 3 bars, so I know that we're not going to get that far. So we'll get as far as we can until the battery runs out, and then I'll turn back round. So we've got 7 Shimano gears on this bike, and I'm up in the 7th gear already. Like I say, with this nice gel pad, it's really quite nice. So I'm hoping that the gel pad's going to work quite well for keeping my bum nice and comfortable. I'm going to head across the park in a moment and down across the river, and then we're going to crack on as best we can. Like I say, I'm going to put the bike to, it's a bit of a test. I don't want to just ride it, I actually want to pedal it and give it some beans. It's also got 5 power settings. I'm on level 4 at the moment, so it's giving me quite a lot of it's giving me quite a lot of assistance, which is what I want. I want to get the bike to actually do the work. So I'm going to be running between 3 and 4 probably all the way up here, but 4 is quite powerful, more for an uphill riding rather than along the straight, because on these footpaths it's a little bit quick. You've got disc brakes front and back that they work quite well, in all fairness. They really do slow you down. You just need to remember to use your Shimano gears when you're going a bit slower, the actual mechanical gears. I'm not going to record myself all the way around. I'm literally going to get out and ride it and give it some beans, and I'll switch it back on every so often and report back in. At the moment, trying to give a little bit more power to the actual motor. So I'm riding around the park on the grass, plus it's safer being on the grass than it is being on the path and the road, because we don't want to get run over, do we? Even though I'm a very competent cyclist, I've been cycling for a long time, and when I lived in London I did my cycling proficiency, which is something you don't see anymore. Who does cycling proficiency anymore? Does anybody? But I did mine when I was in London, that's for sure. Right, I'm going to head past this green, head up the road and get on the cycle track. Still got 2 bars showing. Right, so I'm not far away from the cycle path now. I'm going to have a couple of miles down this road, just making sure this car's not coming around. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good. Round the back of the van, and away we go. Let's get on this path, and we're just going to lever it down this path. I nearly missed the path then, I stayed on the... So I'm in top gear, Shimano 7, top gear. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's get going. Let's get some pedaling on the go. Catch up with other cyclists maybe. Just getting to the end of the path now. So that's a couple of miles down this road, or at least a mile, which isn't too bad. I've never actually been down this path before, and it's quite a cool little walk. There's some little brooks down here, it might even be worth taking a photograph. Lots of little bridges that goes over the brook. I say I've never been down here. I know they built this many years ago, but one of those places that I've never really thought about coming to. There's a few people down here, so I'm going to have to be careful just down here. Crew golf course at the moment. That's on my right hand side. Got quite a big golf course in Crewe. Yeah, even though these are electric, I'm down to 1 bar now. So I think by the time I've done this ride, I want to go left. By the time I've done this ride, I'll be riding back empty. So yeah, I've probably done about nearly 4 miles on top of what I've already done, but I am pushing it on level 5. So I'm going to go down through the park, back round past Joey the Swan to have a look, and yeah, go from there. Cut the corner because we've got grass, save the tyres, ride it on the grass. Just on Queen's Park now. I'm going to go down through the park, through the gate that's open, and round the other side, and we are flicking on the 1 and 2 bars, but it's pretty much 1 bar now, it's in the red, so we haven't got a lot of battery left. Let's just pop back onto orange again because I'm going down the hill slightly, but as soon as I get any gradient it drops back. I'm going to take it down to level 4, I think. Level 3, go to level 3, see if I can conserve a bit of battery to get me back home. Downhill, down across the bridge, up the estate the other side. Thank you. Loads of ducks and swans in the park. This is not a bad ride. I don't know why Mrs. C doesn't come out on this for another night. Up the slope just at this end. Let's drop the power down, low battery. There we go. Using Shimano gears in all the way you can. Cross through the gates, out the other side, and up the road. And then try and find the route the other way. Bit I'm not sure of. I think I go left. Then right, and then back through the park, I think. She's still flicking between the red and the orange, mostly in the red, but the orange does pop up, and you can feel the power of the batteries dropping because it's really low. But it doesn't mean say you can stop cycling once it's done. You can still ride the bike. Alright, so I can't be far off where I think I'm going to, possibly where I am now. I'm on the roundabout. There is a path just there. I don't think that's the right one. I think there's one just down this road. People are walking through the park there, again, somewhere else I've never been to before. Right, so head down this hill and then double back on myself. Right, I think that was a park there, so let's turn it round in the road here and go back that way because I need to go that direction. This is the car park. I know exactly where I am now. That's a good little run round, that is. Yeah, but he said if I get to here, if I turn right then left, I can go back up another cycle path. So I just need to work out where it is. I can see it. Let's go. Even a bit of trekking. So I'm in level 3 at the moment, and this is a little narrow path, so I'm not going to be able to steam it down here, but at least it goes up the back of the houses rather than riding for the housing estate. And because I don't know it, I'm going to have to take my time a little bit. What a cracking little walk though, or a bike ride. But yeah, I didn't know all this walking was all around here. I used to live very close to here as well. But I do think all these paths are new, where they built new houses and stuff. But it's definitely good that they're putting paths in for people to enjoy a little bit of nature. If you don't get stung by the stinging nettles. Oh, ow! It's back out on the path where I almost started, near the Rising Sun, which is another pub that I know of. Back on the track. This is going to get me back on the cycle path. So that is a really nice little route round, especially for an evening, just to come down and ride your bike instead of videoing it. But yeah, pretty good. So I'm back on the route again now, back on the cycle track. I'm going to turn it back up to 5 and 7 gear, and I'm just going to pummel it along here again, see if we can drain this battery right out. And I don't want to drain it right down to 0, because in all fairness, you're not really supposed to do that with batteries. And I can feel my legs putting in the work. I've got a pushchair here. I've got to take a wide berth on the pushchair. Oh, this is called the King's Highway or something like that. Yeah, I can definitely feel my legs working now. The wind's in my face. If you want to know anything about these bikes, I've done other videos. I'll link them all in the description for you. What you get, how you put it together, what other bikes they do. This works on Bluetooth as well, so you can actually connect your phone if you wanted to and run all your speed and everything off your Bluetooth off your phone. Oh, it's a rear hub motor, so it runs off the rear hub. Oh, yeah, this is definitely doing me some work. I've got orange on though, still 2 bars there, so it's still it's still trying. Getting back to the end of the path now, so that's that run back down the main road done. So we are still on red, every so often flicking to an orange, but it's still going. This bike does not want to give up. As you can see, I'm breathing heavy and I've got some big clouds behind me. Hey ho, it's only a bit of rain if it does rain. It is a heat wave after all. Right, back across the road, back through the traffic, and then yeah, back on the other track across the park, maybe up the canal, just to give it a last bit of beans. It's only a 60 mile an hour road after all, but it'll get me down back along the side of the river if I go this way. And let's face it, this thing will give you assistance up to 15 miles an hour, and then the rest of it's down to me. And we're doing about 20 at the moment, which is good enough. I do like to get a bit of exercise while I'm riding my bike. It's not just fun, it's all par for the course. We're going along the side of the river now, under the trees, so we're a little bit darker, and she's still got one bar left. This thing does not want to give up at all. Let's go a little bit on the grass, a bit more bumpy and harder on the pedal. Was that bumpy enough for you? Battery's dead. I killed it, but it's still trying to go, but it's flashing white now. So hang on, the red light's come back on again, but it is flashing white. That's it, we are down. It's still going, it's still got a little bit of oomph, I can feel it under pedal. Maybe if I take it down to about level 3, red lights come back on, so it's got a little bit more power left in it still to keep me going, but we are really on its last legs now. But it's done well, it's done really well. I've been off-road, I've been through gravel, rocks, I've been on cycle tracks, I've been flat out for several miles, and I think it's done really well for an electric bike. Bearing in mind that this is supposed to do 65 miles, something like that. I've probably done in the region of 50, 55 maybe, and it's not exactly been easy. It's been in full power, it's been in at least level 3, and it is struggling a bit now, but yeah, I've had it at least level 3 and above in all sorts of terrain. So yeah, good thumbs up, Eskute. Not bad at all. Right, I think it's home time and some tea. To see, I know in the dark, but you can see it flashing, saying that we are down to our really lowest levels. If I stop pedaling, it'll probably go back to red, but that's just showing me now that we're down. As soon as I put any pressure on those pedals, it goes back to flashing, which means it's running out, but there is still power there, but it's near enough extinct. On the canal now, near home. You've seen me up here many times if you watch my videos. I'm actually a landscape photographer. I'm not a cyclist or a whatever you call it. He's going to get bumpy. Sorry, here we go. Yeah, I'm not actually a cyclist or anything like that. I'm actually a landscape photographer, so do check out my landscape videos. I'd love you to watch them. But I do use the bike occasionally so that we can get to locations or go travel a little bit further. which is why I like doing the reviews on them. I've got to say, this is a good little bike. Works very well. Don't panic, matey, I won't run you over. Just riding along the canals now. People chilling out with their canal boats. My other camera's dead, so you have to make the most of just me and my mug. Flashing, but it's still going. There's still power on the pedals, there's still pressure on the pedals, it's still assisting me, and it's flashing. There's no bars left on it whatsoever, but I'm just literally turning the pedals and it's still pulling me along. Maybe not as powerful as what it was, but it's still pulling me along. Under the bridge. Just taking the slightly longer route home, and I might have to turn it off because I don't think you should drain the battery completely dead, really. Oh, could have gone through there, couldn't I? I go to the end of this path. Not far away from where I live, on the end of the canal, so I'm just going to have a little look and see where that goes. All these new housing estates, that's what it is. They're building new little recreation areas and paths and things. This one's got a gate on it, so I don't want to be going through the bloody gate if I can help it. Oh, we can go left here. The gate goes down across the field, so let's go back across this way. Yeah, they do their job. Put on the housing estates and then build other bits for people to walk around. Right, let's get home, let's have some tea and get this battery on charge. And I'm about to turn the power off on this. Press my finger on the button and turn it off. It's done. I'm not sure how many miles I've done. I'm going to work it out, put it up on the screen for you, somewhere around there. That's how many miles I've just done now. I'll add that to the other miles that I've already done on the bike previously, and I'll put that there as well. Hopefully that gives you an idea of how far I've actually travelled on this bike. I have put it through its test, through its paces, and it's held up really, really well. I've grown to like it a lot. It's really quite comfortable, especially with this gel pad on. And yeah, all I can say is thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll be seeing me on this bike more often. And if there's anything you want me to test on it, anything you want me to try out on it, anything you want me to do with it, then yeah, just let me know. I've got it to try out. So and again, if you live local to me, I'm in Cheshire. If you live local and you want to have a look at it and you want to have a ride, give us a shout. I've also got the Wayfarer as well, so if you do want to have a ride on one of these bikes and have a go of one before you buy it, then yeah, I'm more than happy to do that for you. And if you are going to buy one, don't forget to use the code Compton50, and that will give you a £50 discount off your first purchase. So that can't be bad, can it? Or in fact, it could give you a £50 discount off all purchases. I'm not sure, but it's definitely worth using. Compton50. I'm going to get some tea, have a drink of water. Do you know what? I filled up my water bladder before I went out. I haven't even used it. Not bad. Something else I reviewed as well before, the low pro bag. Drop that in as well. Ciao for now. See you soon. Bye bye.